Good day, class. So this is the continuation of our plate number 11. So similar from the previous plates, for us to go to the plate number 12, we can copy the existing file, which is plate number 11. So using mouse, you can copy the file and then paste it in the specific folder, edit the folder, and then change 11 to 12. Then double click the file, which is the plate number 12. So you have to wait for the AutoCAD application to show. So we have here the AutoCAD 2015 application. So for our plate number 12, we have the specific 2D templates or architectural symbols. We have the door, the washing machine, the tree, the arrow, and the tab or light tab. Okay, so this is our previous activity, which is plate number 11, namely the water closet, the lavatory, the kitchen sink, the refrigerator, and the rings. Okay, so wait for the AutoCAD to load, and then what we're going to do is to delete the existing file. So using the crossing selection and selecting the file, so type, and then you will just retain one text for us to copy later. Okay, so the very first template that we are going to do with plate number 12 will be the symbol for door. So the symbol for door, the very first command that we are going to use. So before we proceed with the door, so don't forget to edit the plate number. So double click the text and change 1 to 2. Then of course, don't forget to change the date. So the date, specify the date finish. So since today is 20, so change this one to 20. Enter. So let's start with the door. So first command that we're going to use is command rectangle. So type REC, enter, and then pick a point. Okay, so as you can see, the color of the layer is not the right color, so I'll just change it later. Okay, so start a point, and then what we're going to do is to type the relative Cartesian coordinate, which is at 5, that is the value for x, and then comma for separator, and then 100 for the length of the door. Enter. Okay, so this is the first step that we are going to do. So before we proceed, let us change the assigned layer to visible line. So double click the visible line and then close. So how to change the properties of this one? So click the object, right click, then you go to properties, or you can just by clicking the line. So this is the easiest way. You click the line and then this shows this dialog box, and then you just go to the layer and then change it to visible line. Next is, let us start here creating an arc. So type A, enter, and then you click from, because from here we have to have a distance of how many? 100. Okay, so type from, enter. So this is the base point, and then you type the specific distance from here to here, which is 100. Enter. So we have this one, the arc, and then we'll start with this one, then okay, so that is for our first architectural symbol, which is the door. Let us now proceed to the next architectural symbol, which is the washing machine. So again, for this one, we will not choose the command rectangle. Instead, we'll be using the other command, which is also has the same function as the command rectangle, which is the command polygon. Okay, so in using command polygon, you type POL, enter. So as you can see, it asks enter number of sides. So for this one, the number of sides is 4. Click enter, and then it says here center of polygon. So it says edge, you can just enter or type E, enter, then pick a point. Okay, so situate, naka-ortho tayo, and then to type the points or coordinates. So this one will be using the relative polar. So type the distance at 60, since the washing machine measures 0.60 by 0.60 meters, and then angle 0, then enter. Okay, next is let us now offset this one inside for us to create the inside part. So type offset, and then type 5 for offset distance. Pick this one inside. Next, we will now create the inside part using the chamfer command. Okay, so for this command, we will type the shortcut key CHA, enter. Next is chamfer command has different options. So for this one, we'll be using the distance, D for distance, enter, and then it asks a chamfer distance, which is 5, enter, and then again we have this one. So specify the second chamfer distance, we have 5, and then let us pick this one, then this one. Okay, so just click enter to resume the previous command, because AutoCAD remembers the previous command. So just enter the enter key, or you can also use the space bar. Click the first line, second line, click the first line, and then second line. Okay, so that's it for our refrigerator. For the next, we'll have the arrow. Okay, so for this one, situate that your polar tracking is turned on. Okay, so for this one, we'll be using the command polyline. Click at any point somewhere here, and then situate that you are in 45 degrees using the polar tracking. You type 30, enter, and then we are in 315 degrees, type 30. Okay, then we are in 225 degrees, type 12. Again, we are in 135 degree, type 18, and then here type 18 again, and then type C for close. Okay, so that's it for our arrowhead. Let us now proceed to the next, which have the L tab. For L tab, so again we will be using the rectangle. So type rec, enter, and then before clicking a point, let us make use of the other options on the rectangle, which is the F, which means fillet. enter. So once we have typed the F, it will ask for the radius. Okay, so for the radius we'll be using 6. And then let us pick a point. Okay, as you can see, the rectangle is in fillet mode. Okay, and then the specified radius is shown or visible in the rectangle. Okay, for us to create the specific measurement for our light tab, we'll type the relative Cartesian for this one. So it will be at 70 is the length, comma, and then 50 is the width. Enter. Okay. The next one is we'll be using the command offset for us to create the inside part. So type O, and then offset distance is 3. Enter. Click this one, inside. Okay. The next one will be using the command line for us to create the symbol for the sink. So I will type line. So this one is very simple. You just have to make sure that your OSNAP mode is activated, and then you just have to click the midpoint, then connect it the other midpoint of the arc. Okay, so that is the midpoint. Then escape to cancel. Again, type line. You'll find the midpoint to midpoint. Escape. The next one is we will now put circle inside. Okay, so we'll use the intersection between the two lines. So type C, enter, and then just make use of the circle. Then next is the diameter is 3, and type 3, enter. Okay, so let us make this one smaller. It should be radius. Okay, let us repeat. Type C, pick the center, and then the diameter is type R, then type 3. After creating the circle, let us now trim the lines or excess lines inside the circle. So type trim, enter, click the circle, enter, and then trim the lines inside the circle. So that's it for our L tab. Let us now proceed to the last architectural symbol for this plate, which is the symbol for tree. Next is we have the symbol for tree. So type C, specify a point anywhere here, and then let us type D for diameter. So for our specified diameter we have 5, or rather 50. Okay, so this is our symbol for or the circle that we are going to use in creating the architectural symbols for tree. The next step is we'll be using the command line. Then find for the center, situate that your OSNAP is activated, and then your quadrant is also activated for you to get this pick point. Okay, so in getting this one, you'll have to go to the settings of your OSNAP, click, then escape. Next is we will also use the line again. Then I'll find the midpoint, and then next is I will use the command trim to erase the excess line. Then type CO, enter, and then I will just pick a point anywhere here. So there's no specified distance here. Again, I will use command trim for me to erase the unnecessary line. Enter. Next is we will use, or we will have the mirrored image here. Type MI, copy the two using the crossing selection, enter, and then set the mirror line, enter. For our next, we will now create a copy here for us to create the circle or the symbol for 3. So what we're going to use is the command negative sign AR, enter. Then we will pick this one, or we will choose this one, enter, and then enter type of array. So it says here what type of array, so it's either rectangular or polar. For this one, since it is circular, we will use polar, type P for polar. Next is we will pick the center point. Then next is the AutoCAD will ask you how number of items, or how many number of items. Enter the number of items, so we will need 12 items, type 12, enter. And then you have to read your command line window. It says here 360, or you can just, if it is already here, you can just type or enter. Okay, and then the AutoCAD will ask you rotate arrayed objects, so to type Y for yes. Okay, so we have here our symbol for 3. So after the array command, the next thing to do is to delete the circle. So this only serves as our guide. Okay, so after creating the tree, let us check the print preview for us to check the line weight. Okay, next is let us now put names, or rather let us adjust or arrange the symbols. So type M, let us first move this one here, and then the washing machine, enter. Then next, let us adjust this one a little bit, type move, and then let us adjust this one downward. Same with the tab. Okay, so after arranging the symbols, let us now put text or identifying marks for each symbols. So type copy. So let us copy this one, enter, and then for our light tab, and then for our arrow. So let us remove this one, click, then delete, and then let us now edit the text. So double click to edit. This is for washing machine. So see to it that all texts are in all capital. So this one is 3, and then but see to it this one is centered. Next we have the arrow. Next we have the light tab, enter. Okay, and then see to it all the text and specifications are correct. Okay, so that's it for our plate number 12.